We're going to be taking a look at a scenario. This presentation starts over. Today we're on episode 18 of the series. In the last episode we saw the end of the coalition against the Dutch, in which the coalition absolutely kicked butt towards the end, because these guys were actually kicking some butt over here in this new map. But at the end of the day, the coalition is stronger than the Dutch, and the original government fled over to its colony. And we're going to be taking a look at the aftermath of this war with the coalition. But if you do enjoy this episode, make sure to like and subscribe button. And yeah, let's take a look at these updated military rankings. At number 1, we have Galicia. Galicia was number 2, and they were really close but there was a really big gap between the Dutch and Galicia. But now with the Dutch being shrunk down to probably the weakest country in the world, since it's under the control of Poland, Galicia is number 1. Number 2 is Norway. Once again, probably the same reason they were number 3. They won a spot. They gained Denmark, and they're now looking at something over here to colonize. And they also have an alliance of their own, the Olva Alliance, with Ireland and Iceland. At number 3, we have the Republic of the Three Islands. These guys gained a lot from war, and they've even gained from separate wars from Northern Italy. And these guys only have influence over 2 countries, but one of them is really strong, and the other one is, I don't know. But these guys are really strong. They have a colony. They're practically the Rome 2.0. I don't know. And number 4, we have Poland. They also have their own military alliance. The Circle Alliance, probably the biggest out of all of them. It includes themselves, Finland, Austria, Belarus, and the satellite states. We could for sure see these guys grow. And number 5, we have Ireland. At number 6, we have Valencia. Valencia, I'm pretty sure they go up by 1 spot, and I think down. And that's really just because they've used a lot. They use a lot of their navy over here, as well as their military. They were shipping them through, and they never annexed anything, so it was kind of just waste. They did also use a lot to help out France. At number 7, we have the Balkan Union. Once again, military. At number 8, we have China, which is kind of crazy because China was at number 5 and they just went down 3 spots. Just shows how strong these guys can get from war. At number 9, we have Persia, and at number 10, we have Cleveland. Now, what is Cleveland? Also, I think I did miss the E right there. But Cleveland, of course, is, well, what else could Cleveland be? It's obviously this country right here. So, yeah, those are the new updated power rankings. Now, we need to move over here, as there's a bunch of hostility. A war almost started over here, as Austrian troops thought that they had gained this land during the war as like a prize or something for helping out, but no, they didn't. And, well, let's just say they crossed the border, right? And then they realized, oh crap, this is not our home. So they left, and then they were caught, and a war almost started. But good thing cameras are invented, so they saw what happened, and stuff like that. But now moving over here, we are going to see some exploration take place, especially over here in northern China. We're going to be seeing China and Korea, and surprisingly Japan as well. We're now start to explore these regions that Bangladesh, what a baby couldn't do. And we even start to see, okay, wait, I can't do that research. But we do see kind of the Himalayas being a barrier or something. I don't think this is a part of the Himalayas, so I think I can just... And we start to see the discovery of the Himalayas. Now, this is obviously, of course, because, well, I'm not gonna lie, discovering the Himalayas is probably harder than discovering the tundra of Russia, but that's just my opinion. Of course, I've never been to the Himalayas, so I could be completely wrong. I could see you saying Siberia is worse. But we do eventually see the full discovery of the Himalayas. After many, many years, we finally see the discovery of the Himalayas. This just gives now for expansion for you guys, which we need to watch out for. But now, moving over here, we see, remember in the last episode, I did say that something happened over here. Now you just saw me go on to the alliance there. So yes, there might be a creation of alliance, but who can you create an alliance to? You fascists, so these guys are like monarchists, so you can't go with them. These guys are like communists, so why would you go with these guys? So that, oh wait, well you also have the square lines, but these guys are monarchists as well. So it only leaves you for one option. And that, of course, is none other than the circle lines. With the joining of this country, we now, we see a great boost in economy with these guys. And this is a really good spot because this is, of course, the strongest country in Africa, not counting colonies. But these guys are going to be a really good benefit, oil and gas and all that stuff that they may not have in Europe. Well, they do have it, but just not a lot of it. So we do officially see the Saharan regime joining the circle lines. This kind of just circles these guys because now they border two nations from opposing alliances, which could be good and could be bad. But now we need to move on to the ideologies layer. Let me just turn it off. We are going to be seeing an ideological change over here in, oh, you thought, no, it's going to be over here. What country will be changing their ideology? Will it be A, Japan, B, Korea, C, China, or D, Vietnam? Well, if you picked A, you were correct. As a new ideological change, you just saw me turn to red. You know what it is. Communism will now reach all the way over here. As you can see, there are now 3 communist nations in the world, but this won't be the only ideological change that you might see. Now it's happening. Norway will officially become a communist nation, making communism kind of popular over here in Northern Europe. And who knows, we might even see a betrayal or something. But now we do have opposing ideologies on the border of each other, here and there. And this is going to make fascist guys, oh crap, the fascist guys really, really mad. So they're going to be they're not really forcing, they're just going to influence another country to get under fascism, and they secretly make these guys fascist. And of course they think they're still monarchists, but they are now fascist. And the next country is going to be none other than Caspia and Persia. With Caspia and Persia, this kind of just, I think it's just confirmed. Oh yeah, Austria should be fascist as well. And Northern Italy should not be fascist. I don't know why they're fascist. This guy should be monarchist. But this now just confirms that Poland and Belarus have full influence over Eastern Europe, besides, of course, the Balkan Union. But now we are going to be seeing another event taking place over here in Africa. It's going to take place over here. As we know, there's a border dispute. And, Galicia is done. They are starting to send a lot of their naval their navies, and the military. And we are going to officially see Galicia declaring war on, oh crap, no, oh, dang. But yeah, we are now going to see, but now, look, as you can see, I'm selecting Brazil's color, and that's because they already knew that this was going to happen, so they are going to immediately start invading. For some reason in this jungly areas, now they're probably going to use, of course, guerrilla warfare over here. But yeah, also these guys have no major cities, which is kind of weird. But we do see these guys starting to invade, but of course it does start to slow down as the Galician troops do arrive, and they are stronger. So we do see some pushback over here. But Brazil has been here for longer, way longer than Galicia. So it is, at the end of the day, going to be a lot easier. As they are going to start to move down, and they are going to capture this entire southern area. Doing that. I don't know why I did that. And these guys are now going to start to move through with quite ease, surprisingly. Of course, who could possibly be funding these guys? Eastern Europe? I don't know. But these guys are going to make some great pushes into Europe. Into the Galician colony. And Galicia is surprisingly going to be surrendering. Unless, well, the peace treaty is actually going to be crazy. Because they are going to be fully annexing, well, so yeah, just pretend that's not there. But Brazil will be fully annexing the Galician colony over here in Venezuela, Colombia. And the world is shocked of what Galicia just did. They're shocked themselves. People are shocked of what I don't think they've realized what they've just done. Because that just gave even more strength to them. Also, this border dispute no longer exists because of that. Using, of course, they don't even border each other. I'm just going to expand these guys. But yeah, the world is very shocked of what that choice was that they just did. The people are really mad at the government. Poland was like dancing on their feet because, of course, they're the one that funded these guys. And who knows, Poland might have done death threats to the Galician government for that. And that just goes to show that Poland is a capable nation and a hostile nation. So that is something to watch out for around episode 27. I think you guys know what's going to happen on episode 27. Because, of course, there's 4 rival alliances, a 4-way war. These guys are going to go global. I think y'all can realize what is going to happen on episode 27. But I'm not going to say anything else. But one final event will be taking place. I need to move over here. As a country, so Poland is now trying to buy this. They're trying to buy Constantinople or Istanbul, whatever you want to call it. And Sicily's like, okay, this could give us a lot of money, so you might want to do this, but it's not confirmed. But that is it for this episode. I'm sorry, but